Good morning, everyone. This is Rob from Next Truck Sales, and I want to take this opportunity and introduce you to our 2017 Peterbilt 579. A couple of the features it has: an Paccar MX13 at 455 horsepower, 1650 torque. It has an Eaton 13-speed manual transmission, 13.2 front axle, 40,000 pound rear axle. It's got 355 gear ratio, and it has an 80-inch Unibuilt sleeper. I'm going to take you through this truck. I'll show you some of the features, some of the things that we've done to it to prep it for sale, and explain a little bit about the process if you're considering purchasing this truck and you happen to be in the US, as the truck is currently sitting in Canada. So let's go through the truck and I'll show you some of the things that it has. This came from a well-maintained fleet. These guys have about 800 trucks on the road, so I know the fleet well. We sell all of their equipment, and all of their trucks are as good of a maintained vehicle that you're going to find in the used truck market. If you have a look here, you'll see we polished the steer wheels, put on new top hats, and you'll see this truck has steering axle disc brakes. Coming up to the front here, you'll see it has halogen projector beams. It has the collision mitigation system. The Bendix Wingman system is installed on this, and over on this side here, you're going to see another Goodyear tire with polished wheel and brand new top hat. Let's get the hood open. I'll give you a look. We've had the frame sandblasted and painted on this one. It was originally blue. We painted it blue again, so it looks fresh and clean. And it's a sharp looking truck. When the frame is this color, it really does pop. This is matching the company's colors. So when it was deckled up with the blue striping on it, it looked awesome. This is your Paccar MX13. It's a 2017 engine, which makes it second generation. It is not the third gen, which is the 2018 engine. You'll see here that we've sandblasted and painted, so everything looks really slick. The Paccar engine is well known for great fuel economy. It's known for not a lot of oil leaks. It's quiet. It goes a long time without requiring an overhaul. They do not generally have a lot of catastrophic engine failures. They do have check engine lights, as does every truck. If you do have a check engine light, you're more than likely going to have to go to the dealer. So I recommend, if you're considering this truck, that you've got someone that you trust who can work on Paccar engines. Let's just go with that. So let's have a look through here. You'll see engine overall very clean. There's no leaks. I'll get it running once we get the truck started up and show you that there's no blow-by or anything serious going on with the engine. We're going to sell it with no check engine lights, no leaks, cold air conditioning, warm heater, and a fresh DOT. Over on this side here, one of the features I really do like the most about the Pete 579 is easy access to those batteries for boosting. So if you need to boost it, they're right there. You've got your handle and easy access for doing any kind of work on the batteries. On the opposite side, there is another set of batteries that run the Peterbilt Smart Air system. I'll come back to that in a minute. You've got your DEF tank here. We've got our polished aluminum tanks. I just gave the truck a bath, so they're still wet. But you can see there, this one here is a capacity-wise, what do we have? I think it's 120 gallons. This one is 120. If you have a look back here, you'll see the Peterbilt Smart Air system, and you can see the underslung horizontal tailpipe. That is your tailpipe. This truck did have a headache rack on it. You can see where it was mounted. And so you've got about an extra 2 feet of space clearance from here to we'll call it this spot here, maybe 18 inches, to stick a headache rack on there. So if you do want to install that, you could actually use, it looks like the headache rack was mounted here, and this pogo stick bracket was installed after we did the frame. So your headache rack is going to go somewhere forward of the catwalk up to those mounts, and obviously you've got clearance. So you'll have at least 2 feet of space if you want to add that on. We put on some brand new, we'll call them gangster style, but they're essentially 33-inch long stainless steel fenders. We've got brand new wheels on the back, and this truck originally had super singles, not unlike that truck over there. So we converted it over to duals, and it's pretty straightforward on Peterbilts. we install steel wheels on the inside. So you'll notice there's a steel wheel there and there's an aluminum wheel on the outside with brand new top hats. We've got the Peterbilt low leaf air suspension. So that's a single pivot you'll see there with one airbag. And then we've got disc brakes on the back as well, all the way around. And you'll see this is a 6-position ABS traction control system. So you'll see the wire for the sensor there, and you'll see the wire for the sensor there. And not every, believe it or not, some of the ABS systems you can cheap out and you can just put a 4 sensor, which means 2 of the axles, they don't even have sensors on to detect wheel spin. This one is a full 6-axle system. We've got a Holland sliding 5th wheel, 3500 model. It's got about, looks like I would say 36 inches of travel. Well, actually it can really only move the distance here. So it's got, if you count from here to there, we'll say it's got within the range of motion, you've got about 20 inches range of motion. Have a look over here and just get a good view. That's a 54-inch spread on those wheels. A 244-inch wheelbase on this truck. You can see where that headache rack was mounted with those 4 holes. Okay, have a look here. It looks like we've got an air dryer over there. And here we've got a smaller, looks like an 80-gallon, 100-gallon fuel tank. Part of it's hidden behind that step. We've got your Bendix blind spot. That's gonna beep at you if you are changing lanes and you've got something in your blind spot, which would be detected by that sensor. Over here, glass mat batteries, AGM batteries. Those run the Peterbilt Smart Air system. They're on an isolating circuit, so they charge separately and run separately from the truck batteries. And that is so that if you're running your air conditioning unit and they run dead, your truck is still going to start. Over on this side here, I'll show you the alternator. It's a 320 amp alternator, so it's double the capacity. If you have a look in here, this one here, is it say 300? Maybe it's a 300. This is a 300 amp alternator. Normally your alternators are 160 amps. So this one is 300 amps to charge 4 sets of batteries. We've got a fuel heater and a shore power plug. So this truck has got certainly no shortage of ways to keep itself warm in the winter time, plugging it in, and obviously the shore power. Let's come inside here. You'll see we've got power locks, mirrors, and windows. You've got heated mirrors as well. This is the platinum interior with genuine leather seating. The side here is leather. The back or the front is genuine leather, and then you've got your Peterbilt adjustments, which I always find are curious. You push that button to get out, and then you got to tap that button to go up and down. Now, something I noticed we have on order is a new steering wheel. The steering wheel is kind of wore out looking. It doesn't fare well against greasy hands, and the rubber just kind of deteriorates. So we're putting a new one in. I'll get this started up. Now, interestingly, a lot of the trucks nowadays have anti-idle protection. And if you don't know, or if you've talked to your mechanic, there is a way around that. You put in a PTO switch. So this truck never had a PTO, but when you put it into PTO mode and you put on your cruise control, it won't shut down. So you can leave it idling indefinitely. Okay, so over here, 558,000 miles. Canadian truck with kilometers as your major speed indicator, but if you look in the middle, you've got miles per hour. So there's no conversion or changes, modifications needed to be made to that truck if you do want to run in the US. And then we've got our full screen here, which, see if I can take control of that. Pretty easy to switch things around if you want to. For example, if you wanted to switch back to metric, it's that easy. Okay, and you can change it to any other language you want. And I'm not going to do that because I don't speak Spanish, so we better stick it back to English, or I'm going to be stuck. There we go. Okay, so we come out of here. Have a look over here. So we've got our engine brake, cruise control, fan override, and our driver information display button is there. You've got a trailer brake over here, automatic climate control with Bluetooth audio We've got a mount for your E-lock. You've got a suspension load and trailer brake indicators, as well as primary, secondary air with oil pressure as well. Over here we've got a 13-speed manual, cup holder, another cup holder, right-handed pull, and we've got a center cup holder, one for a jumbo. And interestingly, this one isn't broken. Most of the Pete's that I've been in, these are usually kicked out of the way because somebody's walking through and kicks them. Over here we've got suspension dumps, locking diff, and suspension slide, or fifth wheel slide, traction control turn off, power to your trailer, a couple of spares, a spare over here, 2 spares over there. Let's go through here in the truck. We've got our microphone horn. This truck is going to come with a fresh DOT, so everything is in good working order. Let's have a look. Everything is LED lighting, which is something I really like. It's easier on the battery. Have a look over here. So we've got our heater. So if we want to turn on the heater, you just do that and it's going to run it up. This inverter is dead. There's another inverter in here. I'll show you that in a second. Stop that heater. Your Peterbilt Smart Air. Okay, that's going to give you cooling features. This is controlled by itself when you give permission over here. So if we push that button and we get that yellow light come on, then I can control the fan in the truck from here. Okay, power locks from here. Interior lighting, you got lots of cigarette lighter sockets, 12-volt power, and we've got a secure storage in here. We've got more secure storage up top here. This would be possibly for a toaster oven or a microwave, because you've got the plug and you've got a seatbelt to hold it down. More secure storage up here. Single bed. This is the 80-inch roof. I'm 5'9", 5'10". I got at least 6 inches above my head before I touch the roof, so unless you're 7 feet, you'll have no problem getting around inside of here. We've got inside of here more secure storage with a pocket, and we have a mirror. We've got our curtains. We've got a fridge. And I'm going to just turn this off very briefly so you can hear me. Gonna go up over top of here. Underneath the bed, we got a brand new mattress in a bag, ready to go. Okay, so we've got an inverter in here, which is hiding right there, 2000 watt. The control for it is here. So if we want to turn that on, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna recommend that we leave that off when the truck's not in use. This will drain down your battery. That's your Peterbilt Smart Air system. And this is your Peterbilt factory installed heating and air conditioning system. That is your bunk heater blower fan. So the bunk heater is located right there. It's an Espar branded heater. It burns diesel fuel. Espar and Webasto are competing companies. It's the same concept. It's like a little miniature diesel furnace. Burns diesel and then blows air over it. We've got more storage down here. And these drawers do not pull out, they're fastened. We've got a drawer here that does pull out. And then you've got the ability to do writing on there. It gives you a good look inside of here. I'm going to take you outside now and show you the rest of probably the more important part of the truck, which is the engine, and let you have a listen. What I'm going to do is I will get the engine idled up, and then I'll take the oil filler cap off, show you the blow-by. That'll give you a good indication of what's going on inside the engine. If it's blowing smoke, then we have an engine that's worn out, and if it's not blowing smoke, then it's generally good to go for some period of time. The Paccar, the folks at Paccar claim that engine is good for 1.2 million miles, so we've still got a bit of a ways to go. This is a nice feature as well. I'm going to jump over to this. On some of the older Pete's with the smaller and narrower cab, and this one is kind of medium in between. When you look at your distance from, say, there to here. This one's not the widest cab going, but it's not the narrowest. They installed this to allow you to fold these out of the way so that you don't smash into it when you're trying to go into the back. And then to put it back into place, you just push it like that and away you go. So let me get this engine fired up and let you have a listen. Okay, so our coolant temperature is coming up to, it's about 100 Fahrenheit. So let's have a listen. So we're up to 1200 RPM. Okay, so there you have it. 2017 Pete 579. As you can see, it's in really good shape. And the question now comes, okay, I like the truck, Rob. How do I buy it? We're in Canada. If you're in Canada, obviously you're going to come to Breslau, which is between Kitchener and Guelph, and we'll make the deal. If you're not local, you can make a deal over the phone. If you're out of the US, we ship the truck to Buffalo and you'll take delivery out of a yard in Buffalo. We have a yard, it's about 15 minutes from the Buffalo airport, and you can fly in there. We'll supply you with a temporary trip permit to drive home, and we'll supply you with all the paperwork that you'll need to convert your title from Canada to the US. As far as taxes go, we don't charge any taxes. There are no taxes charged on the sale, and duties. This truck is made in Denton, Texas, so it's exempt from any sort of duties that we have to pay. So that is a wrap. If you have any other questions, you feel free to email me, rob@nexttrucksales.com, or 844-HVYTRUX, 844-489-8789. I hope to hear from you soon. Bye for now.